Hello, good morning. Getting the paint cam ready. How are you doing? This is Bernade Flanoy. I will be painting this cute little hat. It's easy to paint. Get your art supplies, uh, whatever you want to paint during our art practice time. And let's go, whether it's broken crayons or colored pencils. What are you painting? Now, if you want, you can go to my website and get the latest fall download. I think it's an Acorn or something over there. But stay tuned. There are going to be some amazing designs coming. All right. Now, I don't know if it's up, down in the comments, that my Etsy store is officially open and up for grabs. So if you're a paint party hostess, or you want to get some designs for your DIY paint party or your paint party business, I also now have a commercial license over there for you to purchase, and you can sell the designs as art kits, definitely as paint parties, in person, virtual, however you want. But they're also there if you just want to paint for yourself personally, and you don't have to buy the commercial license. So it's been a couple of weeks. I am going to get my paint cam ready. I've already sent out the notification, so I don't have to do that. I'm so glad for the countdown for that reason. How are you doing? Oh, I'm just. How are you doing? Hoping you are well. Hoping you're well. I am going to go ahead and get this up and running. Oh, this voice. Let's enter the studio, and I hope that, uh, let me see. Yeah, before I enter that studio, I want to make sure things are right. Let me make sure the audio, hopefully the audio is good outside of this scraggly fall voice. Hoping you're well, hoping you're had a good week. Okay, so I think we're ready now for a paint cam. Oop. All right, it should be adjusting there now. Yep. Great, great, great. Let me do a little shifting. There we go. And now, let me slide this. Let me move all this up. We'll pop open our paints, and yeah, we're ready to get started. We've got our little water bowl here. We've got all of our brushes here. And of course, here's Bob. Hi, Bob. There's Bob. So Bob is in the studio forever with us. So I'm going to switch the cameras around a little bit. I'm hoping the lighting is good. It looks pretty good. I'm going to slide this down a little bit for our paint cam. And then I'm going to pour out some water, and we're about to get started. So, yeah. I want to know what you're into. Please reach out to me and let me know how I can serve you. Still giving away the graphite paper. That is excellent for transferring images to canvas. But if you want the canvas, I will be having a canvas only selection coming up soon, as well as the whole art kit. Now, I sent out an email this morning. If you're on my email list and you didn't get it, check your spam or junk folder. It's there. All right. So here we are. I'm going to angle this down in a moment. How about I switch out first? Kind of like that view. Nope, I gotta switch out. There we go. Now that's what I like. So here we go. I've got my little mixing plate. This is a foam plate that I've been recycling for quite some time. I just reuse it. The paint dries, and because it's acrylic, it dries kind of like plastic. So it's what do they say? Very water resistant. So it doesn't mixed back up in there. And I've got my paint pots. This is what you will see, at some of the paint events that I do. And then sometimes I just still squeeze out, the paint on the plates. It just depends on what's needed. If it's a larger group, sometimes it's easier to pre-pack this and then supplement, as needed. But yeah, let's pop this open. Excited. I need to probably share my screen so you know what it is that we're painting. Honey, it's been a minute. I wonder what you've been up to. What kind of good creative stuff for this fall? Honey, we are still in our new 2023 year. Okay, this is a brand new year. Okay, I know the calendar says November. In my mind, it's still a brand new year. Okay, I don't know what about you, but I don't know. Where did it go? That's what I want to know. All right, so we've got this open, and I said, well, you know what? Let's do something for the guys, right? I'm going to have some more guy things as well. Oh, we did a little spill. Well, let's go ahead and brush off all the little dried paint. This kind of looks like a crime scene. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So I'm going to take just a little bit of a damp, and I'm going to use this to my advantage. Okay. All right. Kind of like that. That is kind of giving us a little background to get started on. Okay. Everybody, let's go ahead and get the little small one and the 3/4. Now, these are the two that would normally come in a kit. This is slightly larger. But at the paint party events in person, you will definitely have a couple of brushes to use. Okay. Let me open up the brown. And before I do that, I'm going to lay this right here because you can get this at Walmart. Just so you know where you can get these supplies. Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. You can find acrylic craft paint. That's what this is here. Acrylic craft paint. It's very inexpensive, and this is by Plaid. Okay. This is Apple Barrel. Deco Art makes some, and of course, Michael's sells. I think Michael sells them all, but Michael's also has their own brand. So what am I doing? I am coming because I want to share my screen and show you. Yeah, show you what we're working on. Let's see if I can make this image larger. Give me just a sec here. Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's make it a little bit larger, just so that you can see it clearly. Okay, so let me get in here, share my screen. We're learning some things, okay? All right. Let me put that again. I want to share my screen. Okay. And I want to do this. All right, so take a peek at this. This is what we're working on. The coloring, I may change it. And that's a good thing, too, about reference images. You could change them out as you like. So let me make sure this is scrolled up here a little bit. All right. So this is what we're painting today. One day I'm going to figure out how to leave it up on the screen. I don't know how to do that quite yet. But let's see. So if that's one, let me see if I can do it. Well, I don't know how to do that yet. Let's see here. Let me try this. Nope. 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 Well, anyway, we'll work on that. But I'm so glad to have shown you. So I will pop that back on. let me stop sharing. I will pop that back on as I go along. Okay. Let me stop presenting, share screen. All right. So we're back to the two screens, and let me go on back over here. No. All right. We're doing something a little woo-woo. There we go. There we are. So I hope you have whatever it is that you're going to create with today. Once again, this is Brene Flanoy. I don't even know if I introduced myself. This is Brene Flanoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night. Let me get close. Portrait painter by night and art kit maker on the weekend. I do paint parties, okay? I love paint party events. It just brings me so much joy to put the paints out and watch people, just calm down and just concentrate on just creating, whatever the cares in the world there are when they're painting, it just kind of soothes it away. All right. So it's like if you can solve this problem, whatever other problems that you're facing, you can definitely solve. So I love that. All right. So I am going to squeeze out a little bit. You have to shake it because after a while it separates the little watery substance, and then the pigment kind of settles down. I'm only going to squeeze out, I'm going to say about a quarter size. You don't need a whole lot. And I suggest only adding what you need so that you don't waste it. Okay. So, art teacher here doesn't like to waste anything. I'm just going to quickly just brush the whole surface. And I think I'll put my brushes, but I like to, I'm extra. I like to make sure. Now let's see if you can kind of see that a little bit over there. And I'm just going to go ahead. And the good thing about the craft paint is it is a little bit transparent. So I don't know if you can see me going right over these guidelines right here. You see that you can still see the lines. So if you have any fear, I'm not going to say all of these acrylics are created equally, but yeah, most of them will be, what do you call it, a little less pigment than maybe some of the fine arts brands. But there are some colors, even with expensive fine arts paint, that are transparent. All right, we're just, what, do I want to keep the texture? You know what? I think I'm going to switch off to the larger brush. I think I wet it. Yep. I'm just going to smooth that out. Okay, just smooth that out a little bit. All right. And I like to brush right on up to the edge of the, I'm going to call it the little coloring book line, okay? So now I'm smoothing this out. And then what I'll probably do is let that coat dry, okay? You don't have to, but, we're going to keep it moving. Let me see if I could pop back and share my screen again. I kind of like this new technology. Let me throw that back up in there. Let me share that so you can kind of see what we're doing. And too bad I can't keep that up there on the screen and have it posted where my finger is over here on the side. Don't know how to do that yet. I'm going to have to ask somebody. All right, so we're done sharing that, and we're going to go right on back to what we're doing. Let me shrink that down over. All right. You know what? Let me go back up over here. Let me post a comment and say, replay viewers, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. How about that? I'm just going to say, make sure you subscribe. Now they could subscribe anywhere. All right, so this is kind of drying a little bit, and I'm trying to think about what color I want in the background. I did kind of show that with a nice, rich, dark blue. I'm not sure. I kind of like that mistake of having the red back there, but I don't know. Let's keep working. I'm looking over here for a metallic purple that I have. I don't know. I might want to throw that back up in there. Let's see. Now, I'm going to say don't do this unless you're comfortable with it. Now, I'm comfortable with making mistakes because I make them all the time. And I fix them and I learn sometimes through them. But I'm going to say squeeze whatever paints that you're going to use off on the side. You know, if you're not using the paint pots, boy, oh boy, we made a mess with that red. But anyway, we keep moving, honey. I'm going to squeeze this purple out over here. I just really want to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to put some right directly on there. But if you're not comfortable with that, definitely don't do that. So I'm just going to mix that up with a little bit of this blue and see what we come up with. Grab a little black because, okay, that's not too bad. That's more of like the coloring. That was in, yeah, I think we might stick with that. So let me go ahead and boop, 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 boop. Mix out a little bit of that. And try to spread it quickly. All right. Now the black pigment is very strong. Let me get back in here and get a little bit more of that blue as I get close. I have the lines back there. You don't have to keep them. You can. I think I'm just going to have the hat. Okay. I'm going to get just a smidge of water on here. And I'm mixing it with all the pigment that I have here. So it's not just straight water. And I'm just going along this edge. Going along this edge. It's almost like a push broom where you get the pigment and you just run it along the edge. And you got to watch it too because the canvas has that texture. You got to make sure you're filling that in. So we don't want any empty white spots. Now, some like to paint the whole subject, then the background. Some like to paint the whole background, then the subject. I don't know. You do what you're comfortable with. I do a little bit of both because sometimes I have to see what color I'm going to have to see if I want to do any changing. Honey, I love to have a plan. Okay, let me look at you. Have a plan, have it mapped out a little bit, but then be ready when the inspiration hits you, to make a little bit of an adjustment. It's okay. That's your creative license, okay? And if nobody ever gave you permission, okay, let me give that to you, okay? Because I want to make sure as I'm working with my students, they know. Sometimes I need you to follow me exactly the way I'm doing it, just so that you can learn a little bit of the discipline. But after the practice one, the next week, I'm going to show you a couple things. You could use it or not. Go for it. Okay. So I try to make sure even during our short 2-hour paint party sessions, you could use this reference picture as a starting point. You don't have to end up there. Some people love what the reference is and want to emulate that, copy it exactly. And that's perfectly fine. But, let that creativity window open on up and flow through there. All right. So we're going to keep on going. This is the beginning. We're going to keep going. Let's see. We're making pretty good time. I think we'll be able to finish it. And if for whatever reason not, then we'll continue. But I think we can finish this in a quick 40-minute session. So I'm going to get back to it. Now, I thought my view was this. Sorry, thought that was larger. All right, let's get on down to it. Okay, let me get a little bit more of this blue. Get a little bit more of this black. And the good thing, too, about these acrylic paints, Apple Barrel has so many different colors. So just be inspired when you go to that craft aisle. Enjoy and have a good time. All right. I just want to get some more of this blue right here. A little bit. All right. So now the blue and the black kind of are more opaque, right? Not as transparent. Now the yellow, you're going to see through. All right. So we're just going to pick this up, kind of push broom style, kind of mopping that paint along this edge and trying to get rid of all of the white little patches. So we're going to grab a little bit more water. Going to grab a little bit more paint. Okay. And we're going for it. And then I do my peanut butter. Whoopsie! Oh boy, that's something else there. Bob, I'm sorry. Almost got him, but it didn't. All right. So I'm sorry about that. Now we're only on live, right? We live. We are live. That's okay. We keep moving. Honey, life can come at you, but you sit down for a minute. I had to sit down for a minute and regroup. So, and it's cootie season too. Now I'm just going to spin this around because I know my hand, I have pretty good control this way. So I want to make sure I'm picking up this paint and it's kind of loaded a little bit. And I can go right along this edge and I can kind of brush back up in there to get rid of the white areas because this is canvas and it has texture. So you want to make sure you've got enough paint to fill that in or not, unless that's your, mode of expression. All right. So we've kind of gone along that edge. And so when we go along with the brown, then we can, I'm trying to knock this paint off. I see it happening again. Let's see if we can avoid it. Let's put it on here. All right. Now let's get rid of the red. All right. So let me make sure when I touch the next thing, we are not, and I'm going right in here. Excuse me. Let me get a little tissue and wipe this paint up here. All right. It happens. It's part of what we do. We clean it up. We keep moving. Let's see. Where is the trash receptacle? Now, let's grab a little bit more of that blue paint. All right. Pull this way. And we're just going to blend this on in here. All right. Just dot that on around. I kind of like the darkness that the black adds, kind of neutralizes it a little bit, but then you still have that vibrant, bright blue in some areas. That kind of makes it pop a little bit. So I like that. So this edge around here, I'm not really going to worry about trying to get it all the way to the edge. You can, but for our purposes today, I think we'll be making a good enough statement. A good enough. Is that word? Should I say that? I think we will have accomplished what we intended. I'm going to get a little bit more of this water, y'all. So I'm going to make it come onto the edge. How about that? Boom, 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 boom. All right, a little peanut butter jelly. Let me add a little bit more of this blue. I might have to squeeze out a little bit more, y'all. All right, so we're just going to go ahead just because we can. All right, let's go ahead and get this right on over here to the edge. A lot of times you might want to stand up and do that part back there because it's very, what do you call it? Physical. And sometimes, you got to get on up. Some of my students, they want to always go and sit down, but some of them always stand up. Oh, they get the assignment. They understand. It could be very physical. So sometimes you can't sit down when you have to create. All right, we're going right on over here on this edge right here. It's just going to go right on. I started not to, but it does make it look more of a finished statement. So we're going to make sure that for our chapeau, is that it? Oh, I can't remember what it is in Spanish. All right, so we're getting that background together. And that background, if you think about it, I'm going to say it's over half of the picture. But I like it. I like the, what do you call it, proportion here. All right, so we're going to dot this down here. And I'll just have a little bit of blue on my fingers because I have to hold on to paint. So do I want to do a little bit of, no, I'm just going to kind of keep it smooth out, even though there's still going to be some brush marks. Let me get a little bit more. Oh, we're going to have to fill up our blue, and that's okay. All right, we're just trying to fill in all of the nooks. Let me get just a little water on the edge. Nooks and crannies. Now, this is canvas board that I'm working on. It can handle a little bit of the water. You might not want to do a whole bunch, but you know what? Try it out and see. All right. So I'm kind of keeping that brighter blue kind of closer to the front. All right, let's at least get this little edge here. So I think we've gotten most of the surface covered. All right. You know what? This is really, really fun. Now, I've been doing demonstrations all week, and I might need to show you what I show my little students as far as techniques, because they're just good techniques, so that you can get that end goal that you desire. So we've been working on our fall trees. A week ago, I had them do one tree just to learn the pouncing technique so they can apply that paint. Okay, let me take a peek. This is not looking too bad. I kind of like that dark color up underneath, the dark blue-black. So let me share my screen again so that we can take a look at our reference picture again. I've got to figure out, let's see what happens when I share the screen. And share. This is interesting, huh? All right. So I've got that dark feeling. And I might actually, I don't know, switch up the color. Let me open this, expand this a little bit more so that you can see the full image. All right. So here we are. Let's see if I can lift this up closer. We're getting there. So now we're ready for that second coat. And how do I remove that? Can I remove this? All right. So we're back there. Good. I don't know why that won't give me a full screen though. Not quite sure, y'all. Let's just go on back to what we know. All right. So let me straighten this out. Let me pull this up. This gives us a little time to dry out. Let me clean out my brush. And then let's go back to the brown. Let me slide this over a little bit. Oh, right. Now, I don't know what you're in there creating. I don't know if you're just watching, like a cooking show. I love, just watching. But I learn a lot. All right. So let me angle you back down. Okay. Lord, please don't let this computer fall off of here. But here we are. So we're going to angle you back down and then go ahead. In some areas, let me make sure this is cleaned out. Some areas need that second coat. Okay, so we're going to go down up in here. Oh, yep. That second coat is about to be nice. All right. And then we'll go along the edge over here. Bringing that second coat on down here. All right. And then, of course, it's going to be right along this edge right here. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead with this size brush, this 1/4 inch brush, and keep on moving. I'm going to make sure I have some more darkness back here. Now, I can add, of course, add some black to this brown, but I think we're going to leave it kind of like this. I like it. But if I feel that when we get to the detailing part, we need a little bit, and I'm going back and forth just to make sure this paint is going down into these nooks and crannies of the canvas. All right, so we're just going to smooth this out now. Hopefully this is feeling a little round. All right. Hopefully you're seeing that it's starting to take shape a little bit. Yep. We're just going to smooth this part out right here. Kind of like we're shading with a pencil a little bit. Because we've got enough paint on here. Now this line kind of dried right there. But we're just going to go right on up in here. And pick it up and smooth it on out. All right, so now we need to let that dry. So we're going to go ahead and paint this other part down here. And we're just going to go ahead and move this along quickly. I kind of push it along that edge because I like that edge to be nice and smooth. So I have to have paint on the tip of the brush so that I can move it along. And you got to take into account that this is not a smooth surface. This canvas, it fights you a little bit, but it'll be all right. Because we came to win, came to give you some successful tips so you know how to handle this stuff a little bit easier. So now we're going to smooth on around here. Now I'm realizing that I do not have my glasses. So, we just going to have to deal with it. along this edge. Now, sometimes you got to go back and forth along the edges that touch. I wanted to do the background color first because I wanted this rim of the hat to kind of float over it. And then they just kind of merge and meld. All right, let's get this going. Let me back up a little bit because like I said, I don't have my glasses. I'm trying to see along this edge. Try to make sure it's going inside of this canvas. And I'm sorry about the delays, honey. Sometimes the words won't come out. And sometimes I am focused on what I'm doing and the words won't come out. All right, so here we go. We're good. Right back up over here. So we're going to smooth this part out right here. And we're picking up any excess paint. And I'm kind of pushing it off because I just want to drag it along this edge back here. Get close to it. Ah, good. And drag it along that edge. So there's no white canvas going. So if it goes over the surface a little bit, it's all right. Now we're just smoothing that out. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me smooth this part out. Oh, I almost waited too long on this part here. Let me smooth that out. Okay, so now we've got our hat going. Let me lift this up here. You can kind of see what's going on. All right. So then we're going to go for our band right here. And let me clean out my brush. All right. You know I like to dip, wipe off the color. I don't really like to make my water dirty. I dip and I wipe that color off on my napkin. And then when most of the color is removed, then I kind of go ahead and rinse it. That's the Bernade technique. I don't know who else does that, but that's what I like to do over here because I like to keep my water clean. And I don't need a lot. You know, I don't need a lot. So that's my part over here. Now, am I going to go back in here with the blue? If so, then I need to squeeze some more out. Right, let's squeeze some more out then. All right. We're coming along pretty good. So we're kind of in our last stretches here. I'm just going to put this one over here. I need to just leave them, I guess, leave my assortment over here. I'm just going to go in with this blue first. And I probably will mix in a little bit of that black in just a moment, but I just need to get this in side of this canvas. All right. So now I'm going to I've got it right on the tip and I'm going right along this edge, pick it up a little bit more, going right along that edge, and I'm going to go back the other way just to make sure it's filled in. But I don't mind a little bit of that white at the top for the bow, possibly. I mean, for the ribbon.
Alert from Google Chrome.
Uh-oh.
Reload site.
Uh-oh, what we doing? I'm not sure what happened. Let me close that out. All right, I don't know what happened over there. Let me get that out of there. All right, let's keep moving. Let's go on back down here. Let's keep moving. I don't know what happened, but my computer is not happy about it. All right, so let's smooth this out. I just hope that the broadcast doesn't shut off because, well, that's happened before. All right, so that is done. And I'm just going to go right up in here. Okay. So now this is starting to get a little snazzy. So do I want to add, let me see what it looks like. Do I want to add a little bit of, I'll add a little bit of black. How about a little bit of brown? Because that'll neutralize it as well. Okay, it sounds like my computer is calming back down. I don't know what happened. Facebook. Okay. All right, so we're just going to smooth this out real fast. That black neutralizes it a little bit, and then it'll blend better with what's going on in the background. There'll still be little points of that bright blue sticking out because I'm just going to go over this quickly. All right, and that's, I'm okay with that. So let me get a little bit on the tip right here. All right, so that neutralizes it out a little bit. So now we're just going to go ahead with the little pattern that's there. Let's make sure we got this little corner right here. There we go. All right. All right. I'm just going to stick that one over in the water right now. I'm going to get, looks like I need to, where's my toothpick? Looks like I need to mix up my black. You know how I was shaking the other paint, but I guess I should have shaken this as well. Let's see. I got a little bit right here. I'm just going to go right on up in here. Instead of letting this go to waste, I'm just going to draw this part right here. Now, I'm going to draw this part right here too. Now, this is still a little bit wet. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go over here. Why am I drawing with the end of it? Because that's where the paint was. Okay, that's where the paint was. Let's get some of this off of here. Is that being frugal? Is that being a little too frugal? Maybe. All right. Let's go right here. To pop that up in there. And there was like I said, gotta go back and forth a little bit over this part right here. Okay. All right. So then let me just wipe the tip of this off. We're going to keep moving. I'm going to pull some of that black out here on this surface and add just a little water. And you want to kind of keep that water ratio. I'm going to say maybe 25% water and 75% the paint. You may have to read that. Oh, y'all, I don't have my glasses. So let's just go straight on up over here, y'all. Okay, there we go. Go right on back here. I do not have my glasses. Ooh-wee. And I need them. Now, this part that I'm doing right here, you can let all of this dry. I'm just going to go right on along this curve. Need to go back the other way because you have to fill in the canvas. All right, I'm cleaning that up a little bit. Now, I might have made this line back here a little bit thicker than what it should have been. We're going to chalk that up to artistic license as well. I'm going along this edge right here. Y'all, I probably need to, like I say, like I'm telling you, to come back and do this like with a little bit of Sharpie marker. But this is kind of addictive. You know, you just like, okay, I can make this black line. You know, like I said, you just have to make sure your paint is not too thick. So I'm going back in here. Gonna get just a little dab of water. Go right back and make my little puddle. And let's keep moving. You know, if you now probably when I put these glasses on, I'll probably I might regret what I have done. But you know what? We're going for it. Well, you know, what do we have to lose? We're going for this. All right. So I'm going along this edge right here. That's a little thicker than maybe what I wanted it to be. But let me go back and get some more paint. Let me get just another little dab of water, mix up in my paint, and I'm pressing it out. And so I'm trying to pick it up right on the tip. But I've got a lot of paint in this brush. So I just want to try to press some of that out and put my pinky finger down and try to go along this edge. Oh, this is a mess, Bernade, but you know what? We're going for it, y'all. All right, chalk that up to the artistic license, okay? So this part here, if you don't want to take a chance with this black right here, use a Sharpie marker once everything is completely dry. As you see, my lines are a little bit clunky, but I'm okay. I'm all right with that. I can live with it. I can keep moving. So we'll handle this little bow part. I kind of like it. I like white like that. We'll handle that bow part a little bit, and then we're going to wrap this up. Let me get a little bit more paint right on the tip of my brush and come along this edge. All right. So I'm excited. I've been looking at this hat for a while. I've been wanting to paint it for a minute, and here I am. Ow! I'm so excited about it. Now, I'm probably going to wait to outline this. Otherwise, the black will get into whatever color I'm about to make this bow. So let me get a little bit of white. Let's squeeze out a little bit. And this white is kind of chalky. Okay, so sometimes you might have to warm it up with a little yellow. If it gets too, I don't know, because white is neutral, right? So if it needs to be warmed up a little bit, that's the ticket. Add a little bit of yellow, sometimes a little red. Sometimes you can do a little orange. Okay, so we're gonna go right on over here. Okay. Get a little bit more of this brown. I kind of like it. It kind of looks like a leopard print or something. I like this. All right, so we're just going right along here. I'm gonna add a little bit more brown in here. All right. So it's a little bit lighter than the hat. I like that design. And this is a Paint Party Hub for you ladies and gents that are into the paint party business scene. All right, so we're going to leave that there, and then we're going to go on the outside with the black. So I'm just going to follow and I'm going to flip this camera around too. I'm going to show you the design again. Follow my little lead here as best as I can without these glasses. Okay, I'm on a struggle bus right now. I can't even begin to tell you. We're just going to go ahead and put that on over here. We're just going to dot this around. And I'm not doing it justice right now. So before I go any further, let me turn this camera. Let me share my screen. Am I presenting? Let me present. Stop screen. Oh, I guess it's been sharing, honey. Oh, okay. Let me share it. Hold on one second. You know, almost said what Tabitha Brown said. Hold your mule. Oh, goodness. All right. So I'm not sure what our setting is to get it where we need it to be. Look at that. Let me pull mine up a little bit larger. Make it a little bit closer. Okay. So the colors aren't exact. I guess maybe it's more chalky looking on the camera than it is in real person. It's actually closer to what we're seeing on that other screen. Okay. I'm not too upset about it. So we're just going to add, you know, a couple little spots of the bright white, maybe a little bit of black, and call it a day. All right. So it is, have we been going? Yeah, we went a little bit longer than what we would normally do. All right. So let me get a little bit more of the black, a little bit more water. And let's see if we can go ahead and catch this edge real fast along here. Oh, y'all, I can't see. All right, we're just going to say that that's straight. Let me get a little bit more water to thin this out so I can make it more like a marker. And I guess I didn't clean out the white altogether. Okay, so let me push out the paint. Just try to have it right on the end. And here we go. Y'all, I can't see y'all, but we're going to keep on moving. Keep on moving. We just, ooh, well, it happens, okay? All right, so we're just going to say this is part of this design right here. All right. So let me see. Maybe yep, it is a double bow. So let me go along this edge right here. And then we'll just go on up here. Come on down a little bit. Get that other edge. All right. And this is just going to be you see I've got way too much paint up in here. But we're just going for it. All right. Let me just smooth this part out a little bit here. Go over here. Okay, so I think this part needs to come on up a little bit. Right. Ooh, this edge needs to be straightened up. All right, so we're working on it. We're getting it together. All right, I don't know if I did that bow any justice, but y'all, it's there. Okay, so let me clean this part out. Let me now do the same thing with a little bit of white. Okay, so we got the white. We're going to thin that out. And I know I'm probably doing 60% water now. And I probably shouldn't. I am going to get as much of this white out of this brush as possible. All right, so let's just hit this up here. Boom. Let's hit this part right here. Boom. All right. And I like that swerve around here. Ooh. It just kind of brightens it up along that edge. Right, and then boom. Right. A little bit right here. We got a little bit going on right here. Let's load up a little bit more. And I like the little bit that's going along back here. I want a little bit right here. A little bit right here because this is close to us. I want a little bit right here and then pick this up. Now, if I rope work something, then those curves might be a little bit better. So here we go. Our little chapeau. Let me do it like this. All right, let me add a little bit more right here. A little hat. Okay. I'm happy with it, y'all. I've been looking at it. I've been eyeing this hat for a minute. And here we are. It's great for Father's Day. You know, it gives the guys another option. Oh, please watch out because I will be having some more options coming up. I really want to give like another little coat right here to make this part just even a little darker because the paint is right here. And I'm going to just go right on up in here. Oh, this is kind of thick now. Now, let me smooth this out. All right, smooth that part on out right here. Let me go down up in here a little bit. And I'm going to come right up here. Right? Just to smooth that out just a little bit. Just because we can. All right. So you probably want to make sure you're doing at least 2 coats. I just did that third coat right around here. I can't see. Let me hold this up because then I won't have as many brush marks. That's okay too. Let me go right in here. Smooth that out back up over there. And then, ooh, I'm glad I am going along this edge a little bit because I got a little heavy-handed with the black. And that's okay. All right, so we're smoothing that out. We're about to wrap this up. I'm not sure. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of go right here. Boom, boom, boom. There we are. There's your chapeau. Well, this is Brene Flanoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night, paint party instructor on the weekend. Did I stop sharing the other one? Let me share. Let me share the design. There we go. Here's our design. So much fun. Okay. And you can switch the colors, change the colors however you'd like. And that's the good thing about all of that. Okay. Let me come on back to you here. All right. Let's get our little YouTube shot. I don't know which way I'm looking, y'all. I'm not looking the right side. Okay. Let me hold it up. You too can enjoy a fun, fabulous paint party painting for your guests. You know, sometimes the guys don't have enough to paint. So I really like this one. And it didn't take too long. So I'm going to say that might be still like a 90-minute session, 90-minute to 2-hour session if you're having a paint party. Or if you're just sitting down to paint for self-care and just sheer art joy. Well, this is Brene Flanoy signing off. I have a couple of links there, one for my Facebook group, one for my website if you want to get on my email list and get your, I think it's just an acorn. I don't know what else is up in there for the fall. But December, we're going to have some more things. My Etsy shop is officially open. You can go and get some other downloads for self-care. And I think, normally I think I'm offering them $4.99 over there, but they're on sale. Don't ask me. It's like less than $3, whatever it is. So you can get your downloads. And for those of you that are in the paint party business and you are looking for other designs, I'm going to start flooding my Etsy site at the top of the year. Watch for some in December, but definitely just an influx of new designs. Hello. Honey, I wasn't even paying attention to the comments because I was just into it, you know. But I hope that you all are having a lovely day. Hope you had a great week. And I don't have a link on there for you to sign up yet to get your, this is graphite transfer paper. It's like old-fashioned carbon, but it's like a number 2 pencil, so that if you do download something, it's easy to transfer to the canvas, right? We try to make it easy. So if you'd like one of those, just get into my direct messages, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. No, YouTube doesn't have direct message. Anyway, you can go to my website and click on contact us and say, hey, I want one of those transfer papers. Will you send me one? Yes, I will. Just make sure you put your name, address, all that good stuff in there. And yeah, we'll get that out to you. Peace to you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining. Bernaid Flournoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night, paint party instructor on the weekends, and I make art kits. And now I have digital downloads. Stay tuned for more. Got some Black Friday offers coming up as well. I'm excited. If you didn't get the email today and you know you're on my list, check your junk and spam. If you didn't get the email today and you're not on my list, get on my email list and I will let you know what's going on over here in the Painted Pose land. So I'm going to go ahead and do my outro as soon as I click on the right button, of course. But thank you so much for joining today. Hoping you were well. Take care of that creative health. We all may not be artists, but we like to create. All right, peace. Bob and I say, have an amazing rest of your day.